Sir is working on Jagityal Degree Women's College. Sir, please continue, sir.
Okay.
Girls, listen carefully, ma. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all of you, good evening. Very warm good evening, my dear friends. Welcome to today's session. I hope this slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this wonderful evening we are met here and through online. So this very busy schedule our madams are arrange this class especially for you because of you're the final year students of UG level. So I am from Government Degree College for Women Jagityal. Myself, Mr. Padala Tirupati, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government Degree College for Women, Jagityal. Okay, so in the part of the faculty exchange program, we are met here in this online class. Okay, shall we start the class, my dear friends?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am very much happily share my knowledge among you because of one of the prestigious institutions in Hyderabad, Raja Bahadur Venkat Ramareddy Women's College Autonomous, Narayanguda, Hyderabad, and one of the government institution, prestigious government institution in Jagityal, Government Degree College for Women Jagityal. Both the colleges are going to exchange the faculty between these two colleges, especially Department of Botany. From my side, Dr. A. Rajani Madam Garu, Head Department of Botany and Food and Nutrition. And along with Rajani Madam Garu, Dr. A. Kavita Madam also share their knowledge, lots of information, lots of new knowledge and skills among my students. That is a Government Degree College for Women Jagityal. So that's why we are very happy to share knowledge between these two colleges. Okay, thank you very much, madam. Shall I continue? Okay. So today we are going to start discuss about the chromosome structure, shape of the chromosomes, and types of the chromosomes, even to the chromosome number, and then gained chromosomes. So this entire class we will going to sum up today, but little bit of knowledge I am sharing among you. If you have any doubt, please ask me, my dear friends. I hope this second slide is visible. Chromosomes structure.
No, sir.
Shape. No.
No, sir.
Now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
Okay. Now it's clearly visible. Chromosomes structure, shape, types, number.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then chromosomes, the third slide is visible.
No, sir, it's not visible. Now it is visible.
Okay. Right. So then today our class is chromosomes. Then chromosomes are what is the shape of the chromosome? Generally, we are asking among the students or among the four walls. Some of the students they are told so chromosomes are looks like different shapes. Some of the chromosomes they are rod shape. Some of the chromosomes they are filamentous. They are filamentous shape. One second. Okay, filamentous shape. Okay, so some of the students they are told that. Some of the students they are told us rod-shaped chromosomes. or some of their filamentous bodies, which these chromosomes are present in the nucleus. Majority of the all eukaryotic consists these chromosomes in nucleus, which they are not visible with our naked eye. These chromosomes are visible during the cell is going to division or during the cell division, whether the cell is going to mitotic division or the cell is going to meiotic division. I hope this first point you are clearly understood. Am I
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, chromosomes are which shape? Rod shape
Rod
or
shape.
filamentous bodies. They are present in nucleus, which becomes visible when cell is going to division, whether the division mitotic division or meiotic division. Is it clear? Friends, the
Yes,
chromosomes
sir.
are the carriers or the unit of heredity. I hope you clearly know about the heredity. Heredity means that heredity traits from parents' generation to of their offsprings or F1 generation. The genes are just they are transformed. They are transformed through these chromosomes whenever the cell is going to division. The chromosomes are not visible, my dear friends. I have already told you, with our naked eye, we are not visible these chromosomes. But whenever the chromosomes are visible, the cell is going to in mitotic division or meiotic division. So during cell division, we will going to absorb through microscope only, whether the onion root tips or even the flower buds. Whether meiotic division, we are observed chromosomes in flower buds. Whether the mitotic cell division, we are observed onion root tips. Okay. None of the kachi. Then the chromosomes, why the chromosomes are not visible? Some of the students are asking me. So the chromosomes are not visible when the active nucleus and also their high water content, we are not visible in microscope. Whenever the cell is going to division or division phase or mitotic division or meiotic division, we are observed these chromosomes. Okay, then we will move for next slide, my dear friends. Anybody can respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, I hope this slide is visible. Next slide is visible.
No, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Now,
No, sir.
okay, now it's visible.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, good. Then the chromosomes, who discovered this chromosome? Who discovered this chromosome? In 1875, Strasburger first discovered these chromosomes. So the chromosomes are discovered by Strasburger in 1875. 1875. Okay. Then the chromosomes, after discovery, the name given by the chromosome name has given by Waldeyer in 1888. So who discovered chromosome, my dear friends? Strasburger. Who given the name, chromosome name? Who?
Waldeyer.
Waldeyer. Who coined the term chromosome? Waldeyer.
Waldeyer.
Chromosomes were first discovered by Strasburger. After discovery, the term chromosome has coined by Waldeyer in 1888. Then what is the meaning of this chromosome, my dear friends? So the meaning of this chromosome means chroma means color. Chroma means color. whereas soma means body. So the color body, due to the marked affinity for basic dyes, the chromosomes are shows this colored body. So chromo means color. I hope you understood chromo means color. You
Yes, sir.
already studied in earlier classes or your previous classes. Okay, previous classes. So what we can say that chloroplasts, chromoplasts, and leucoplasts. Chloro means green, chromo means color, leuco means colorless. Am I right? So chromo
Yes, sir.
means color. Chromo means color. It contains it affinity of the basic dyes. It taking the color. Whenever we are staining in the laboratory experiments, our chromosomes are absorb the color, my dear friends. So this chromo means color, soma means body. Generally, the chromosomes number counted easily when we are observed in the mitotic division of metaphase. You have already studied mitotic division consists two phases. One is karyokinesis. The second one is cytokinesis. And karyokinesis further divided into four phases. That is prophase, anaphase, metaphase. Sorry, continue చెప్తాం. So first one is the prophase, the second one is metaphase, the third one is anaphase, and the last one is telophase. These four phases belongs to karyokinesis, and the last one is the cytokinesis. Generally, we are called mitosis consists of five phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. Actually, these the initial four stages belongs to karyokinesis, and the last one belongs to the divisions occurred in the place of the cytoplasm. So that's why cytokinesis. We will clearly discuss it later, my dear friends, during our class. Okay, mitosis and meiosis we will discuss later. Okay, so this metaphase we are clearly identified, we are clearly observed, we are clearly counted the number of chromosomes. Okay, my dear friends, I hope this slide is clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Then the next slide we will discuss here. Then how the chromosomes are composed of which type of material or which type of chemical composition we are observed in chromosomes. Generally, chromosomes are composed of thin chromatin thread called chromatin fibers. So chromosomes are composed with chromatin fibers, my dear friends. Which fibers? Chromatin fibers. Chromatin fibers. Then when in previous classes you have already studied, then chromatin fiber, where it absorbed, where it occurred, where it presents. Anybody can tell, my dear friends? Chromatin fibers. Are you heard about the term chromatin fibers?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Chromatin fibers are present in the nucleus. Am I right? A thread-like appendages, a thread-like structure we are absorbed. Then undergo whether the folding or coiling during prophase of the mitosis we are absorbed. These chromatin fibers undergo with folding or coiling and supercoiling. Okay, then the chromosomes become progressively thicker and smaller when we are observed prophase. Before prophase or the interphase we are observed, chromatin fibers are very thin and long thread-like structures. They are in prophase. The chromatin fibers undergo folding or coiling or supercoiling. Then the chromosome structure absorbed. Then they are the chromatin fibers slowly thicker and smaller, and the clear structure about the chromosomes. Then what we observe? Chromosomes are nothing but the condensed state of chromatin fibers. Am I clear? Chromatin fibers are condensed to form chromosomes. How two chromosomes are formed, my dear friends? Chromatin fibers are going to folding or coiling or supercoiling, then slowly or progressively thicker and smaller to form chromosomes. Am I clear? My dear friends, response quickly, my dear friends. This is nice evening. I hope you complete your dinner. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, very good, my dear friends. Your interest, I am very amazing to share my knowledge. Okay, so these therefore the chromosomes become readily observable under light microscope. And my dear friends, then these chromosomes at the time of the cell end of the cell division, on the other hand, the fibers coiling. First one here, what the chromatin fibers going to folding, coiling, supercoiling to form smaller, thicker chromosomes. Then after end of the cell division, then automatically the chromosomes are going to uncoil, unbinding, okay, unfolding, and to extended a fine thin chromatin threads, okay, which are not visible under light microscope. Whenever the chromatin fiber cell division, these chromosomes are vice versa, or uncoiling, supercoiling. Okay, uncoiling and supercoiling means unwinding to extend, uncoil and extend a thin thread-like structure. Okay, this thin thread-like structure we are unable to visible, unable to absorb in the light microscope. Okay, I hope you clear. Idi meeku ardhamainda?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then, my dear friends, here the nucleus structure we are observed in this slide. So this is the fine structure of the nucleus. Okay, so nucleus consists two unit membrane structures, and they are gives a space on the surface of the nucleus that we can call as a thin membrane. We are observed this space we can call as the nuclear pore. Then the unit membrane is the outer membrane of this nucleus is surrounded by the ER. ER means endoplasmic reticulum. This endoplasmic reticulum again classified into two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. That is the need not to explain here, but little bit of we need. This is endoplasmic reticulum, and here the nucleus consists. This nucleus consists. See here, the light colored a globular structure absorbed inside the nucleus that we can call as nucleolus. Generally, the nucleolus number, generally 2 nucleolus are present in a nucleus. One nucleus contain how many nucleolus, my dear friends? 2 nucleolus. How many nucleolus? 2 nucleolus are present. 2. Oh, who discovered this nucleus, my dear friends? I hope you heard about the scientist name. You have already studied in your previous classes. Who discovered this nucleus? Robert Brown. Robert Brown. Then who discovered nucleolus? Nucleolus discovered by Fontana. Fontana. Okay. Then this nucleus consists two nucleolus and thread-like structures. Thread-like structures we can call as the thread-like structures we can call as chromatin fibers. Chromatin fibers. Chromatin fibers. And along with this chromatin fibers, nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. Inside the nucleus, the liquid or the what we can say that the fluid inside the nucleus we can call as nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm, nucleolus, chromatin thread, and nuclear membrane we are observed in the nucleus. And this nucleus contain in the nucleoplasm proteins. That proteins we can call as histone proteins. Which proteins? Histone proteins. And non-histone proteins also present inside the nucleus. Two types of the proteins we are observed in the nucleoplasm. The first one is the histone proteins, that is the basal proteins. The second one is non-histone proteins. These are the two types of the proteins we are observed inside the nucleoplasm. Okay, so what we discussed in this slide, nucleus contain two membranous or two nuclear envelope is a two-unit membranous structure, outer nuclear membrane and inner nuclear membrane. Between these two, this slide is visible. Nuclear structure is visible, my dear friends.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay, good. So these between two membranous structures, the space, the hollow space we are observed between these two membranes, we can call as perinuclear membrane or perinuclear space. Not membrane, my dear friends, perinuclear space. So this green colored, thick green color is our inner nuclear membrane. Yellow color, light yellow colored membrane, outer nuclear membrane. These two nuclear membranes we can also call nuclear envelope. And the inside the nucleus we are observed nucleoplasm, nucleolus and chromatin thread. So how many structures we are observed inside the nucleus? 3. Number 1, nucleolus. Number 2, chromatin threads. Number 3, nucleoplasm. Am I clear? Okay. Yes. At the same time, we are observed in the slides. So one of the important parts on the upper surface of the nucleus, or one of the polar region of the nucleus, we are observed the centrosome structures. A glass-like structures or bowl-like structures we are observed. One pair of the glasses we are observed in the same structure we can call a centrosome. So 2 centromeres are present inside the centrosome. So centrosome consists how many centrioles? Centrosome consists how many centrioles? 1 pair of the centrioles are 2 centrioles. Am I clear?
2 centrioles.
2 centrioles. 2 centrioles are present inside the centrosome. So centrosome consists 2 centrioles or 1 pair of the centrioles, which are glass shape or bowl shape structures, which are useful whenever the cell is going to division, whether the mitotic division or meiotic division. These centromere or centrosomes are useful to make or to form what we can say that the tubules, these microtubules are made. These microtubules are make the chromosomes are going to divide to move towards the both polar sides. Okay, so this is about the nucleus structure. Then we will move for next lecture, the chromosome structure. Actual topic, chromosome structure. So this chromosome consists. So chromosome consists. Chromosome contain or chromosome consists. So between a contractile region we are observed between or the center part of the chromosome, the contractile region we are observed, the region we can call as centromere or primary constriction or centromere. This slide is visible. This image is visible.
Yes.
Chromosome. And the centromere contain the both sides arms. So both arms are present. So this is the arm, this is the arm, this is the arm, this is the arm. So this we can call as chromatid. So chromatids and centromere we are observed in the chromosome. So this is the outline structure. Then how many structures or how many parts we are observed in the chromosome? We will clearly discuss it in these slides. I hope the structure slide visible.
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah, very good. So this chromosome, the chromosome clearly visible at the time of after prophase or the late prophase or anaphase has two threads, means two chromatids attached by centromere. They are not visible in early prophase. Because they are highly elongated or a narrow thin thread-like structure. They are not condensed. Then whenever the chromatin threads are going to condense to form chromosome, we are clearly identify the centromere and also chromatids. Okay, then the chromosome contains different parts of the eukaryotic chromosome. So generally we are studied about the eukaryotic chromosome. So eukaryotic chromosome contain these structures or these parts we are observed in the microscope, under the microscope of the structure of chromosome. So first part is the pellicle, the second one is the matrix, and the third one is chromonymata or chromonema. Then the fourth one is the primary constriction, or also we can call it as centromere. I hope you follow my class, my dear friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then the fifth one, secondary constriction. The sixth one, satellite or trabent. The last one is the telomeres. One of the most important. Each part is most important in the chromosome. We are observed under the microscope. Pellicle is nothing but outermost part of the chromosome. Pellicle is nothing but outermost part of the chromosome. Okay, outermost part of the chromosome. This slide is visible. Structure.
Yes, sir.
The matrix is nothing but inside the chromosome area. This matrix contain a thread-like structure, and it contain a colored or black colored thread-like structures. We are called chromonema. So chromonema are the thread-like structures inside the chromosome. And the fourth one is the primary constriction or centromere. So the center part of the chromosome, we can call as centromere, or we can also call primary constriction. This primary constriction is also shows a plate-like structures. Plate-like structures we can call as kinetochore. Kinetochore. Sir, what is the what?
Sir, excuse me. Sorry, I'm Kavita.
Madam ji, good evening. Good evening,
Good
Madam
evening.
Garu. How are you?
Good evening, sir. Fine, sir. Sir,
Okay.
please make use of pointer, no, sir. Pointer, you can just mark the parts of the chromosome.
Okay. I will. Okay.
So that our
Pointer options.
students can understand what is the part of that.
Okay. Ballpoint pen.
Guys, please you can mute yourself. Girls who are on,
Yeah.
who are mute, please
Okay.
unmute
Right.
yourself.
See here. So primary constriction. So fourth one is the primary constriction. I hope this is clearly visible.
Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Sir, you are on mute.
Now.
Yes.
Now
Okay.
it's audible, sir.
Okay. This slide is visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Right. So this. One second. Okay. I hope it is clearly visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So primary constriction. So primary constriction is the center part of the chromosome, which is also we can call as centromere. So centromere is useful for the attachment of the spindle fibers. Those spindle fibers are attached on the part of the kinetochore. So these plate-like structure, we can call as kinetochore. So how many kinetochores are we are observed? So both sides. So this is one kinetochore and this is also one kinetochore. So kinetochore is useful for attach of the spindle fiber or microtubules at the time of the cell division. And chromosomes, some of the chromosomes along with the primary constriction, so secondary constriction also we are observed in the chromosome. So here, so this is the centromere and this is the one arm and this is another arm. Along with this primary constriction, some of the chromosomes, they are present another constriction. So this constriction we can call as secondary constriction. Secondary constriction. So the secondary constriction is useful for secretion of the nucleolus. So this region we can also call NOR region. NOR region. Sir, what is the meaning of NOR region? NOR region means nucleolar organizing region or nucleolar organizer region. Nucleolar organizer region. So NOR region is useful for secretion of the nucleolus. Who discovered nucleolus, my dear friends?
Fontana.
Very good, my dear friends. Very good. So this after secondary constriction, a knob-like structure we are observed in the chromosome. This knob-like structure of the after secondary constriction we can also called tribent or satellites. It is also we can call as satellites. So see, satellite containing chromosome we can also call SAT chromosome. Which chromosome? SAT chromosome. SAT chromosome means? SAT chromosome means?
Satellite containing chromosome.
Yeah, very good. After secondary constriction, knob-like structure we are observed in the chromosome. This knob-like structure we can call as tribent or satellite. This satellite containing chromosome we can also call SAT chromosomes. Am I clear? And the last one, these. So this last one, telomere. So telomeres are one of the most important part in the chromosome. So in older people, or aged people, they are suffering memory loss. Are you heard about this term, memory loss? Alzheimer's. Memory
Yes,
loss.
sir. Yes, sir.
Why? Because whenever the cell division, the telomeres are very, very important for the memory. So telomeres are always the end part of the or terminal part of the chromatids or chromosome. So this area we can call as telomere. Am I clear? So this area, this part we can call telomeres. So telomeres are most important in the process of memorization or memory. Am I clear? Telomeres are very, very important. Is it clear? Next we will move for next slide. Okay.
Sir, what is the first part, sir?
Pellicle. Pellicle is nothing but outermost layer of the chromosome. So this we can call as pellicle. Pellicle is nothing but outermost layer of the chromosome. So this is pellicle. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Pellicle. This is pellicle. So matrix means inside the chromosome. In this chromosome, a beaded-like structure or folded thread-like structures we are observed inside the chromosome. The structure we can call as chromonema. Chromonema or chromonemata. Chromonema. This chromonema again classified into heterochromatin and euchromatin. Hetero and euchromatin. Here in these chromosomes, we are also called paranemic and plectonemic. Paranemic and plectonemic. Plectonemic areas we are observed inside the chromosome based on the absorption of the stain or dye. Okay, based on we are classified into based on staining,
Absorption of the stain.
color, dark colored appearances we can call as heterochromatin, and light color shading area we can call euchromatin.
Euchromatin.
U means true. So euchromatin, which are very, very important regions for the translation process or transcription area. Am I clear? Is there any doubt, my dear friends?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Very good. I hope you clearly understood. Are you follow my class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then once again I will show the telomere structures. Telomere. Okay. So this is the telomere is nothing but whenever we are wearing the shoelaces, we are tightly bound with the shoelaces, Are you ever seen? No.
Yes.
So the end part of these laces end part of these we can shoestrings we can call as telomeres. Very easily understood. So don't write shoelaces. Telomeres means not shoelaces, but we are easily identified or understood purpose. We are showing this image. Okay, end part or terminal part of the shoelaces. Am I clear? So this is nothing but telomere. So this is the chromosome structure. The end part we can call as the telomere. This is telomere and this is the telomere. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then now we are absorbed inside the chromonema. So I have already shown about how they are coiling inside the chromosome. Whenever they are coiling, whenever the chromonema coiling inside the chromosome, they are shown a beaded-like structures. A bead-like structures. So this bead-like structure, we can call as histones. Okay, sorry, we can call as nucleosomes. Okay, nucleosome. Clear? So nucleosome contain or it consists the Yite histones. Yite histones. The core of Yite histone molecule we can call as nucleosome. This is one nucleosome, a bead-like structure, and this is one nucleosome, and this is one nucleosome. Okay, so these are the nucleosomes. Nucleosomes. So this nucleosome consists how many proteins? Yite proteins. The proteins are histone proteins. The proteins are histone proteins. So histone proteins. How many proteins are present inside the nucleosome? Yite.
8.
Okay.
Protein.
Yite. So what are they? Some of the friends are asking me. Okay. Arpita is asking me, sir, how many proteins are there? So you told that Yite proteins, sir. So what are that proteins? I will show here. H2A, H2B, H3, okay, H2A, H3, and H. So these, sir, H2A, H2B, H3, H4 ananga, sir. So say, how many proteins are here? H2A,
8
H2B,
protein.
H3, H4. H4. How many proteins?
4.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. The 4 are in pairs. 4 pairs are present. So H2A, 2 H2As are there. 2 H2B are there. H3 are there. 2 H3s, 2 H4s. So total how many proteins are present inside the nucleosome? Yite histone proteins. So Yite histone proteins are inside the nucleosome. We can call as histone octamer. Histone octamer. Am I clear? Octa means Yite. Octa means Yite. Nano means 9. Am I right? So here, Yite proteins are here inside the nucleosome. So that's why these core center of the nucleosome Yite histone proteins that we can call as histone octamer. So Arpita is asking me, sir, then what about H1? So H1 is also we can call as which are present on the linker DNA, which are H1 proteins are present on the linker DNA. Sir, what is the meaning of linker DNA, sir? We have doubts, sir. Yes, I will clear your doubt, my dear friends. So these two nucleosomes are going to connect. So connecting of these two nucleosomes, this connecting DNA we can call as linker DNA. So on this linker DNA, only one protein is present, that is H1 protein. Am I clear? So this yellow color region we can call as H1 protein. Am I clear? So this is H1, this is H1, this is H1. Is it clear?
Sir.
No. Is there any doubts?
No, sir.
Very good. Then, sir, you told that nucleosome, octamer, histone octamer. Who discovered this nucleosome, sir? Anybody? Anybody? Who discovered this nucleosome? Outdate. Outdate, not outdated. Outdate. I will write here. Outdate. 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 Okay. Outdate. So then the next slide, sir, this is chromosome. So chromosome. What is the chromosome structure we are observed? Chromosome contain chromatids, centromere, secondary constriction. Am I clear? Chromosome contain chromatids. So these are the chromatids. Centromere, along with the secondary constriction is also there. So this chromosome, how much of the length of this chromosome? 400 nanometers. 400 nanometers. The part of the chromosome, when we are absorbed, absorbed in the chromosome, the dense condensed area of the chromonemata or chromonema, we are absorbed inside the chromatid. That chromonema or condensed chromosome area, 700 nanometer we are absorbed. In the 700 nanometer, in the little part or a small part or smaller region or section of the chromosome in extended area we are absorbed. This is 300 nanometer range. This is chromonemata or chromonema. This chromonema is further packaged, or this chromatin or chromonema is packaged with beaded like structure. So this beaded like structure we can call as nucleosome, nucleosome. This beaded like structure nucleosome further in 11 nanometer range, the bead on a string form a chromatin we are observed clearly here. So this is one nucleosome, this is one nucleosome, and this is one nucleosome. These nucleosomes are connected with the DNA. This DNA we can call as linker DNA. Linker DNA. This linker DNA contain H1 protein. Inside the nucleosome, histone octamers are present. Histones are nothing but basal proteins. Histones are nothing but basal proteins. Very, very important, my dear friends. And the linker DNA part we are observed, that is the double-stranded DNA structure or double helix structure of the DNA. So this double-stranded DNA structure is clearly studied by 1962 Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick. Are you follow? This light is visible.
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubts? So linker DNA part we are observed in the microscope. In the which microscope? Electron microscope. We are clearly observed this double-stranded DNA or double helix DNA. Double helix DNA. Am I clear? Then see here, this DNA again again, whenever our cell is going to in division phase or metaphase of the mitosis or metaphase of the cell division in somatic cell division, we are observed. So this is the chromatid structure, 700 nanometer diameter. We are observed this is a pink color shade area, and this chromatin fiber further a loop domains we are observed, and then another clearly we are observed slowly. So this is the structures, histone octamer structures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this 8 light blue color region. So 8 histone proteins are coiled by DNA standard or DNA strand. How many times DNA strand coiled histone octamer? 2 times. Very, very important, my dear friends. One histone octamer is coiled by DNA strand. How many times? 2 times. This is 1 and this is 1. 2 times coiling. So 2 coil. Am I right? So these 2 histone proteins or histone octamer or nucleosome is connecting with linker DNA. It possesses or it consists H1 protein, histone 1 protein. Is it clear? So how many base pairs are present in this histone octamer? Histone octamer, how many base pairs are present? 147 base pairs are present inside the nucleosome, not outside the nucleosome, my dear friends. Inside the nucleosome, 147 base pairs are present. Nitrogen base pairs. Base pairs means nitrogen base pairs. How many nitrogen base pairs are present in histone octamer or inside the nucleosome?
147.
147 pairs, not individual. 147 base pairs of the DNA present inside the nucleosome. Okay, who discovered nucleosome, my dear friends? Once again, remind very quickly. Audet. Okay. Then actually, the including linker DNA are outside the nucleosome, total 200 base pairs are present. 200 base pairs, not individual, not bases. They are pairs, 200 base pairs. Then how many base pairs are present on linker DNA? In linker DNA, come on, tell me. Very easy, you know. Anybody? Hmm?
2.
How many? 53 base pairs are present on linker DNA. So linker DNA possesses how many base pairs? 53. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So nucleosome consists 147 base pairs inside the nucleosome, and outside the nucleosome or between 2 nucleosomes, linker DNA contain 53 base pairs of the DNA. Base pairs means nitrogen base pairs. You know what are the base pairs? Adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. You know? Have you ever heard these terms?
Yes, sir.
Adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine.
Cytosine.
These are the nucleotides, nitrogen bases. So nitrogen bases, they are 53 pairs are present in linker DNA and 147 nitrogen base pairs are present histone octamer. Is it clear? Right. So we will move for next slide. Then, sir, you have already clearly explained about the structure, sir. Then what about number? All living organisms are contain this. Any doubt, Amma? So, same chromosome number. Whether the species they are belongs to human beings, whether they are belongs to insects, whether they are belongs to the what we can say that in paddy field or paddy jowar, whatever it may be. So any species, they are contain the same chromosome numbers or same pair of the chromosome numbers, they are contains or they are present. So normally all individuals, they possess equal number in their entire life, entire living organ, any living organs of the same species. Okay, for example, human being contain how many chromosomes are present? How many pairs of the chromosomes are present? In human beings, you know. How many? 23 pairs, you know. 23 pairs of the chromosomes are present in human beings. Homo sapiens contain how many chromosomes are present?
23 pairs.
23 pairs are present. 23 pairs are present. Okay. So like that, any species or any organism, they possess same number of their offspring also. Whether the parents, whether their offsprings or generations of the generations, they are usually similar chromosome number consists. They are consist similar chromosome numbers. So generally, the whole set of the chromosomes of the individual we can call as euploidy. What we can say that? Euploidy. Euploidy. So if the chromosomes, whether they are haploid condition, whether they are diploid condition, whether they are triploid conditions, haploid, diploid or triploid conditions, or even though tetraploid conditions also, or even though this slide does not show about, even though polyploidy also, polyploidy. Ploidy means number. Poly means many number. Diploids. Diplo means 2 in number. Triploid, 3 in number. Haploid, 1 set number. 1 set, 2 set, 3 set. Tetraploids means 4 sets. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Haploid means 1 set of the chromosomes. Diploid means 2 set of the chromosomes. Triploids means 3 set of the chromosomes. Tetraploids means 4 set of the chromosomes. Generally, all gametes, whether the female gametes or male gametes, they usually 1 set of chromosome. So this 1 set of chromosome number we can call as haploid. Whether 2 set, diploid. 2 set means 2n. Haploid means 1n. Am I clear? Triploid means 3n. Tetraploid means 4n. Am I clear? So all somatic cells, like our body cells or the vegetative part of the plant cells possess diploid, or they are in 2 sets of the chromosomes. So that's why the vegetative parts of the plants, they are always in diploid state. Whereas in gametes, whether they are microspore or megaspore, they are only in haploid state. Sir, what about triploid state? So triploid state means the excess set of the chromosome. Excess set of the 1 set of the chromosome, they are consist of their body. So the best example of 3 sets of the chromosomes, the fruits, the best examples, the seedless fruits. What we can say that? Seedless fruits. Have you ever seen seedless fruits? Grapes, watermelon, pomegranate. Are you ever seen? No.
Yes, sir.
So the seedless fruits are produced due to the triploid condition, my dear friends. Remember, so this triploid condition, the seedless fruits we are produced. Sir, then what about tetraploids, sir? So have you ever heard about the Rephano brassica, Rephana sativa, Brassica niger? So these Brassicaceae family members, we are usually observed this tetraploid state. Am I clear?
Sir, please shall I continue tomorrow, sir?
No. So this much of only little bit of topic we have discussed here.
Sir, our students has to get up early and come to college at 9 o'clock.
Okay,
And come
better
to college
we
then-
will plan tomorrow morning, early morning, 8 o'clock. Are you ready, my dear friends?
Students, tell me what sir do.
Our college starts at 9 o'clock, sir. They will be
Actually,
starting
they are
at 9
feel
o'clock.
bored. I hope our students feel bored.
No, not like that, sir. Not like
Huh?
that. Girls, tell me what sir to do.
Are you feel bored,
Sir,
my
only
dear friends?
8 to 9 sufficient, sir. Please
No,
don't do
sir. We are not feeling good.
No, sir.
Okay, my dear friends. Thank you. Okay, tomorrow.
They are tightly packed in the college itself, sir, from 9 to 4:30.
Okay.
By the time they reach home, it will be 5:30, or some girls, they are moving far distance. It will be
Now
6
time is
o'clock.
8:30 only.
Yeah, that's what.
8:30. Time. No. Okay, 11.
8 to 9.
Okay,
8 to 9
okay, my dear friends. Thank you. Tomorrow, our madam is decided which time we will.
Sir, same time, sir.
Same time, morning 8 o'clock.
Yes, sir, really.
No, sir. Only in evening timing, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Girls,
Thank you, my
if
dear
you
friends.
need
Sir,
your
thank you very much.
Okay, I will stop here.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Right,
Thank you
right.
so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Rajni, sir left, huh?
Hmm.
No, I believe. Hello?